Hi guys. This is probably a very surprising video to pop up in your notifications or on your recommended feed on YouTube for some of you. This video is more or less a rant style video. Another rant time if you will. I'm going to be just simply ranting about the behaviors of toxic, and honestly some mature armies that have been irking my soul for a while now. If you don't know, I've been a big BTS fan since 2016, right before their Wings album was released. Probably since 2018 I've noticed a lot of things that certain armies would do or say that would make me so mad and disappointed in the fandom. Since the fandom has grown a lot since 2018 and since the panini hit us all, these toxic behaviors have gotten out of control because the fandom is too big now. I used to get happy whenever I see how big the fandom was getting, but then at some point I realized that the growth of it hasn't slowed down or stopped at all, and as it grew, it only seemed to get worse and worse and worse and worse. So that's why this video is here to air out my personal frustrations with this fandom. I don't want to give disclaimers, but I kinda have to in order for some people to try not to twist what I'm saying into something it isn't. Disclaimer 1. This video has nothing to do with BTS. So don't even try to make it seem like I'm insulting them somehow for talking about the fandom and the fandom alone. Disclaimer 2. This is all based on what I've seen over the past couple of recent years and it's all my own opinion and speculations. Disclaimer 3. Some of the things I talk about could easily apply to any K-pop fandom. However, it's a lot more prominent within armies. Disclaimer 4. You're allowed to disagree with anything I say in this video of course. But please don't harass me or anyone that I possibly mention in this video. I'm literally just ranting here, and I want to post it as soon as I possibly can, so not much editing will be done. Some screenshots and text will appear here and there but that's it besides the background footage. But if you really want evidence on what I'm talking about, I'm sure you can find it if you search it up on Twitter, TikTok or YouTube, maybe even Instagram, I don't know. Before I get started, these are listed from least annoying to most annoying. There's 4 topics here and I will make timestamps in the description for anyone that wants to hear about specific ones. Enough with this long intro, let's get started. Okay, so I see this narrative constantly, especially on Twitter, but I've also seen it on TikTok and YouTube too. As an obvious multi-stan myself, this is so annoying, dude. But the thing is, I kinda understand where this narrative came from. Some multi-stans do tend to throw BTS under the bus in a low-key manner to praise all the other groups they stan. I've seen this happen. Now I don't know how everyone started assuming that quite literally every single army multi just casually throws BTS under the bus any chance they get. And are secretly antis because they're jealous that their other favorite groups don't have the exact same amount of success BTS has. Some people take this narrative much further than that and make it to where if you simply praise another group for gaining success, you're now considered a BTS anti. Or at the very least you're not a real army anymore, because you praised another group for getting number 1 on Billboard's 200 albums chart. Like what the is going on? Are other groups not allowed to reach the same milestones BTS reached? I thought BTS paved the way for other groups like you all claim every day. You should be celebrating with them, right? Oh wait, this is a case of the only child syndrome, am I correct? So let me get this straight. According to these toxic armies, all army multis are secretly antis and want BTS success to down to give other groups a chance. But if I had a quarter for every time I saw a quote-unquote BTS popper or a purebred army on other groups' achievements and constantly compare them to BTS achievements, I would be rich right now. I'm heavily convinced that a huge chunk of baby armies only stan BTS just to brag to everybody about the amount of success and achievements they have thanks to them. I'm pretty sure the members wouldn't appreciate it if they saw y'all shitting on other groups just to praise them at the end. So yeah, not all army multis are antis. But personally I do kinda think that a huge majority of these BTS poppers are toxic. Let me make myself super clear because I can already hear people bashing their keyboards in. I am an army of 6 years and I am very aware that they paved the way for the K-pop industry to get more attention worldwide. I can't and will never deny that. What would I gain from that? I only have a problem with how that phrase is being continuously used. This goes along with the last topic, and as a multi-K-pop stan that phrase is always used to degrade and insult other groups. And now it seems like no other group can say this simple phrase without getting harassed by immature armies. I personally haven't seen it happen, but I feel like at this point it definitely would. Also, this phrase is kinda used hypocritically. Y'all constantly say that BTS paved the way, but when another group starts to gain barely an inch of the same success as BTS, following along this path that they paved themselves with their bare hands, you go in on the group that's following their pavement? What? Make it make sense. Like I said in the last topic, I thought BTS paved the way for other groups to reach the same amount, or at least a quarter, maybe half of the success they reached. But now you don't want any other groups to reach nowhere near their level? Seriously, the only child syndrome is jumping out aggressively here. Plus, other groups are now considered flops in the eyes of these armies, and it's so stupid. Like, shut up, you sound dumb. Obviously, with the level that BTS are at right now. Of course it's gonna be difficult for other groups to reach even a quarter of their level. Just because another group isn't hitting all of the milestones that BTS hit, it doesn't mean they are flops. Regardless, the music and content they make is still good. So please stop using the BTS paved the way phrase to insult other groups and feed your own huge ego. You ain't outside of Stan Twitter. I don't know what is going on, but there are too many baby armies that treat BTS like their children that don't, and apparently shouldn't, know what is. I'm actually serious. When they announced their collab with Megan Thee Stallion, so many of these new armies expressed their disdain for the collab. They complained about how Megan was gonna ruin the collab by possibly rapping about explicit stuff. These complaints were stupid because 1. The BTS members are all in their 20s. Some about to hit 30 years old, so it's completely fine if Megan did rap about in their collab song. And 2. BTS has literally rapped and sang about before. Hello? Tell me you never heard their older music without telling me you never heard their older music. Have you heard of Converse High? People still talk about Hoseok's verse about Namjoon's girl to this very day. And they talk about Yoongi's verse about him hating Converse because they're too hard to take off of them so he can his partner. Have you heard of War of Hormone? That song is basically about being a hormonal teenage boy and seeing a girl so pretty that you battle with the hormones. Have you heard Cypher Part 3 Killer? In Yoongi's verse he literally raps about his tongue turning both men and women on and sending them to Hong Kong. I think that's the more accurate translation. But the other one people bring up the most is the one where he says my tongue will make you arrive. And I cannot leave out RM's first mixtape where in one of the tracks he says that he has an automatic, whatever that means. There's probably many more examples that I'm blanking out on right now, but yeah, the members are fully aware of what is. So what happened when the collab with Megan came out? There was no swearing or explicit language anywhere in sight. Megan is not an idiot, she knew what to do. Just say you didn't want BTS to collab with a black woman and leave. And yes, I know Halsey also got some backlash when she did a collab with them on Boy With Love, but it honestly wasn't as aggressive as it was towards Megan in my opinion. You know what I noticed? I'm sure many of you have noticed too, but it's always the younger fans that baby the hell out of these grown adult idols. Just because you yourself barely know about sex doesn't mean these adult idols don't. And it's giving strong infantilization vibes, just saying. This has got to be the biggest reason why I've gotten so sick of armies lately. Not only do baby armies do this, but it happens way more with older armies. It's pretty clear that all of the BTS members have gone through back to hell and back again continuously throughout their whole career. They still get threats daily. Comments not only from stans but from other celebrities, radio show hosts, interviewers, billboards, so on and so on. From the very beginning they've been getting shit from so many people for little to no reason other than they're very passionate about music? I don't even know, but it's been clear for years that many people had a massive hate for them. I completely understand why armies are so protective over them. Because they quite literally get hate every day for simply breathing. But there's something I've noticed in recent years within the fandom, and it's kinda gross to me. There are armies out there who literally, and I mean literally, use BTS past hate and trauma as the perfect justification and reasoning as to why they're so protective of them. They use their trauma as fuel and revenge to harass and hate anyone and everyone that simply criticizes them. And I'm not talking about people defending them over remarks at them. I'm talking about people who just give their opinions about their music or about them as people and artists. Very simple criticism. Any amount of critique towards them will have people bombard you with intense backlash for speaking even slightly ill about any of the members. It's gotten so bad that literally everybody. Celebrities, interviewers, YouTubers, Twitch streamers, professional music critics, other idols and groups, armies themselves. Even the CEO of Hype has to be extremely careful with their words and actions around BTS. Because if literally one big account army points out something wrong in someone's words or actions when talking about BTS, everything starts getting twisted and they receive an avalanche of hate. Like, I'm pretty sure even BTS themselves have to be very careful in how they behave around other celebrities, groups, interviews, etc. Because if armies pick up any possible uncomfortable behavior from them, the fans will go on the attack. If you really imagine that, could you see how nerve-wracking that could be for them? Or anyone in their position? I can't even count how many tweets and posts and videos I've seen with armies talking about BTS past and how much they've gone through. And that's why armies help them become so successful so that they become untouchable. I'm guessing that means they want them to become so successful that it'll make it impossible for anyone to actually try to ruin their career. I can see where they're coming from. But BTS are still humans. If they do or say something terrible, we have to still hold them accountable, regardless of their status. This is probably a very unpopular opinion within ARMYs. But I'm gonna say it anyway. This entire video is filled with unpopular opinions, so why back off now? Stop bringing up BTS past trauma whenever someone talks about them. And especially when some celebrity or radio show host or whoever says some. I see this happen all the time. Go ahead and defend them from that. But that is honestly not the right time to bring up their trauma. How many more times do I have to see tweets and videos of people bringing up their past trauma over and over and over again? We get it. BTS has gotten so much hate both in Korea and in America and in other countries over the years. We know that, they know that. Yes, of course it's sad and it sucks knowing everything they've been through, but I'm so beyond tired of ARMYs bringing it up literally every day. Is it their trauma or is it your trauma? Because a lot of y'all treat it like you also went through the same they went through. Be honest, if BTS didn't suffer the way they did back then, but they had the exact same discography and everything, would they have as big of a fanbase like they do now? Really think about that. There's most likely that happened to them behind the scenes that we don't know about, and may never know about. The only people who can speak about BTS past trauma is of course BTS themselves. And please, for the love of whatever higher being you believe in, stop using their trauma as fuel or revenge or whatever to defend and protect them. Let's be real. Some of you do not care about protecting BTS. Some of you have a little bit too much fun harassing and even people trying to protect them. Some of you don't even see them as normal human beings anyway, so exactly what protection are you doing? Some of y'all only care about their looks and basically see them as either your ultimate Korean boyfriend you've been dying for, or the perfect Korean men to fulfill your fantasies. And if that's how you see them, why on earth would I assume that all of you actually care about their trauma and mental well-being overall? I'm done. I'm out of to say. I think I got all of my feelings out that have been pent up in me for months now. If I end up having more to say or to add on, I may just type it out in the pinned comment below or something. Hopefully this will be the only video where I rant about how bad a fandom is. I didn't even go over every single thing because this video would be too long, and writing scripts ain't easy. Anyways. Yeah, it's been frustrating for me for a while. It's obvious that BTS content has slowed down on my channel lately. I'm honestly kinda burned out on them lately. I'm definitely burned out by the fandom, I made that very clear already. I burned myself out because I've been consuming BTS content for 6 years straight. Last year was when I finally realized that I needed a break from them. I still have some videos planned for them in the future when I have the time and energy. Lately my main focus has been on Enhypen and it's been so exciting for me. This is the break I needed for so long. But it's also kinda sad because I don't know if my excitement for BTS will ever come back. I am excited to hear the new songs from their upcoming anthology album. But my excitement is not where it used to be. I feel like even if they released a whole new album with all brand new songs, I would just be like, yay, cool. Don't be fooled. This video isn't showcasing me slowly turning into an ex-ARMY. I know it looks like it though. All I can hope for is that once BTS goes into the military, the fandom can finally start to calm down to where it's tolerable again. I have doubts because of how big the fandom is, but I still have a tiny bit of hope I'm clinging onto. If any of you feel the same as me, feel free to leave comments expressing your frustrations too. Of course any hate sent my way will be deleted and you will catch a block. Because I'm not gonna argue with anyone who calls themselves an ugly BTS popper. Anyways, I need to go. Stream yet to come when it comes out. I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.